Hey guys, so we are going to be starting our Andrew Jackson Democracy Unit. And to start out that unit, I wanted to go ahead and talk about the two big elections of the 1800s that helped bring Andrew Jackson into a brand new era of democracy. So go ahead and write down your essential question, which is what are some key components of Q Adams, which stands for John Quincy Adams, and Jackson's campaigns? Some important vocab that we're going to talk about a little bit more than normal is going to be plurality, majority, and mudslinging. So the president at the time was James Monroe, and he did not want to run again. So that means that his spot was open for running no matter what. So four candidates come into play, which are William Crawford, Andrew Jackson, John Quincy Adams, and Henry Clay. All of these guys had some spot in politics except for Andrew Jackson up at this point in time. There is a little star next to these three names. This means that they were the favorite sons, which means that they were backed and supported by the state that they were associated with versus by the political party. That plays an important factor because in order to win a presidency at this point in time, this is before the Electoral College had been officially decided. So in order to become president, you had to win by majority. And to win by majority, you have to win by party majority. Didn't matter if the states backed you or not. So with that being said, the results of the original 1824 election resulted in actually nobody becoming president, which means that they had to fall back on their fallback plan for what happens when the president doesn't win majority, and that is the 12th Amendment kicks into play. And the 12th Amendment states that when no one wins majority, the House of Representatives selects the president. Henry Clay, who was a presidential candidate, just so happened to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So Henry Clay said he was going to offer his influence for whomever became president as long as they make him the new Secretary of State. Adams agreed. Clay supported Adams. Adams became president, and Clay became the Secretary of State. So John Adams is the one that took him up on that offer. Andrew Jackson was nowhere in the picture because Andrew Jackson thought that bargain was a corrupt bargain, and he did not support it. So he lost the election. What I want you guys to do is go ahead and pause this video and write down in 10 words on your notes an answer to this little question prompt. It says, why would Jackson's supporters say that the bargain between Clay and Quincy Adams was corrupt? Go ahead and resume the video when you're done writing down your thoughts. So the sixth president of the United States ends up being John Quincy Adams. And Adams had a clear message to Congress that he wanted to have three goals. And those three goals were to improve the roadways and waterways, build a national university, and support scientific research. And he wanted to support scientific research. The responses that he got on these goals were his opponents were absolutely horrified by the thought of the government expanding. They wanted no more government expansion. Congress, all they did was grant funds for rivers, boats, and harbors and roads and didn't do anything else for the rest of his demands. 4 years later, the election of 1828 rolls around, and this is where the Republican Party splits. So this is where we see the split in the creation of the two-party system that we see today. And the new party, which was the Democratic Republicans, supported Andrew Jackson, and the old party, which was the National Republicans, supported John Quincy Adams. The separation was caused because of a different view of states' rights and just simply a difference in what the people had in mind for how they wanted their government to run. This was also influenced by the size of the government per state and how people wanted the federal government to influence their daily lives. This election also saw that mudslinging became super popular. We see mudslinging today on cable. We see mudslinging today between Trump and Joe Biden, and Trump now coming back in the 2024 election. We see some mudslinging attempts on social media all the time. However, this is where it started. This is where they started to use handbills, negative campaign slogans, campaign tactics that started to become super popular were rallies, buttons, and events to promote political process. The results of the 1828 election came out to Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson won by majority, and so Andrew Jackson becomes the 7th president of the United States. Go ahead and finish out your notes by doing another jot your thought. Go ahead and write down an answer to this question, which is, why did more people decide to vote for Andrew Jackson instead of John Quincy Adams? Thanks again. Make sure you guys get all your notes written down and make sure you guys get everything written out, and I will see you in the next video.